Hello everyone. In this video we're going to work through an example speaking part 2 question and practice ways you can improve your grade in the test. Let's start with today's question then. Describe a subject that was taught in your school. You should say what subject it was and who taught it, how the teacher taught it, what you learned from the class, and explain how it helped you. Okay, so I could answer this whole question by saying the following. One subject taught in my school was art, but if I'm honest, I don't remember the teacher's name. His teaching style was very relaxed, and he just showed us a technique and then let us get on with it. I don't really think I learned much, but I enjoyed the classes because the atmosphere was so relaxed. This touches on the key points, but at 20 seconds in length, it's too short to secure a high grade in the test. So, how could I expand my answer? Let's have a look. Regarding the what subject it was and who taught it prompt, I said, one subject taught in my school was art, but if I'm honest, I don't remember the teacher's name, which is quite short, and I could expand by saying more about what type of art we studied and why I don't recall the teacher's name. So, let's have another go. One subject taught in my school was art. The classes I took had a practical focus rather than looking at art theory. If I'm honest, I don't remember the teacher's name because I only had this class for 1 hour per week and I dropped this subject after 2 years to focus on music instead. This is a much more informative response, which includes a couple of extra linking phrases. Now, let's move on to the how the teacher taught it prompt. My initial answer was, his teaching style was very relaxed and he just showed us a technique, then let us get on with it. Which is quite short and could definitely be expanded by giving more specific examples of what the teacher actually did. So let's have another try. The teacher was a slightly older guy whose teaching style was very relaxed, which I think was a reflection of his personality. At the start of each class, he would show us some example drawings or paintings, show us some techniques for copying them, and then let us get on with trying out that style of art. Some projects lasted over a few weeks, and if you wanted to, you could keep what you made. My work was pretty bad, so I just left it there at school. Not only is this a longer response, but it also gives a clearer image of what happened in the class and makes use of more advanced sentence structures, which is going to help you score a higher grade in the test. Moving on to the what you learned from the class aspect, my initial answer was, I don't really think I learned much, which is pretty short, so I should definitely say more. My revised answer might be, I definitely didn't learn any art theory, which is a pity. If there had been a theoretical aspect, I might have been more interested in the class. Regarding the practical side of things, I suppose I must have picked something up, but I couldn't really say what I learned as it was very informal and more of a hands-on experience. This answer is longer and makes use of a wider range of structures such as relatives, conditionals, and modals, all of which will help to secure a higher grade in the test. Let's finish with the final point, which was explain how it helped you. I simply said, I enjoyed the classes because the atmosphere was so relaxed. This is a little brief, so my option for expanding might be to try and say what benefit this atmosphere might have provided. Let's have another go. Although I don't really think that these classes helped me in any particular way, I did enjoy the relaxed atmosphere of the lessons. So, in some way, I suppose they helped me to deal with the stresses of being a student by giving me an hour per week in which to relax a little and do something less mentally draining. This response is more developed than my initial answer and includes more interesting and varied vocabulary. So I timed myself reading the expanded version of the answer, and it took 1 minute 35 seconds, which is within the 1 to 2 minutes allowed in the test. This expanded answer would attract a much higher grade because I speak at length, link my ideas, and use a range of grammatical structures to express myself. Before we finish, just a little tip about the value of conditional structures for giving you something hypothetical to say when the reality of a situation might have been a little dull. I managed to expand my short answer of "don't really think I learned much" by using a conditional. If there had been a theoretical aspect, I might have been more interested in the class. This gives me something to say, and because conditionals are a higher level grammar, this will definitely score a higher mark in the test. So now it's your turn. Have a go at writing your own answer to this example question, then read it out loud and time yourself. See if you can get as close to 2 minutes as possible by expanding your answer, and then read it out loud a few more times. I hope you found that useful, and if you want to practice listening to part 1 answers, then go ahead and check out my shorts feed on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely day.